What's baking, guys? Chris here tonight, and it is Saturday. And for a change, instead of doing a rambling video for you, I put together five of my favorite kid shows from when I was younger. I'm going to tell you what they are, and we can see if any of those relate to yours. Okay, so it took me a long time to get five. It took me no time at all to get five. It took me a very long time to narrow it down to just five that I would like to share with you as probably the most important five, I think, that I could think of from my childhood. So the first one, these are no particular order. Also, these are just the five. Darkwing Duck. I don't know how many of you remember Darkwing Duck, but it was kind of like a Batman for younger people. It was very, very Batman-esque, actually. You had Darkwing Duck, also known as Drake Mallard. You had Launchpad McQuack. He was a pilot and a huge fan of Darkwing Duck, and he became a sidekick. We also had Goslin Mallard, who was Darkwing's adopted daughter. You had a lot of hilarious villains. You have Nagaduck, which I actually have a Nagaduck pop vinyl sitting up there. He was basically Darkwing Duck's arch nemesis, the main antagonist, I believe, throughout most of the series. He was pretty much Darkwing Duck's evil doppelganger. He was identical in every way except for his clothing changed. His clothing didn't change. The color of his clothing changed. He had a yellow and black and red scheme versus Darkwing's purple. Sometimes he would imitate Darkwing Duck to get him into trouble and stuff. You had other villains like, what do we have here? Bushroot, the Liquidator, Megavolt, Quackerjack. There were many more. It was just a great show as a kid. I tried to get Malcolm to watch it a few times. He hasn't been super interested in watching the show, although he does really like the theme song, so I've gotten that far so far. Still trying to get him to watch the show. But on to number two, The Adventures of the Gummy Bears. I hope a lot of you who watch this remember The Adventures of the Gummy Bears, or maybe you forgot about it over the years, and I'm jogging your memory now. But that was an amazing show. I remember going to my grandparents, because they had cable when I was younger, so I would go there and watch all the good cartoons. And Gummy Bears was one that really sticks out in my mind from when I was a kid. You had Zummy Gummy or Zoomy Gummy, Zummy or Zoomy. He was the old wise gummy bear. He was the leader of the gummies. Then we had Gruffy Gummy. He was the tough one. Gruffy was the toughest gummy. He always reminded me, even as a kid, of Raphael. If Raphael were to be a gummy bear, he would definitely be Gruffy Gummy. We had Grammy Gummy. She prepped the gummy berry juice. For anybody who doesn't remember the show, Gummy Bears picked gummy berries, which were then turned into gummy berry juice, which give the gummy bears the ability to bounce super high and stuff like that. We come to find out that if humans were to consume gummy berry juice, they were given superhuman strength for very short periods of time. So that was one of the main things in the show, was the bad guys trying to get the gummy berry juice. There were ogres and stuff like that. There were bad guys that we seen. The other gummies, besides Grammy Gummy, we had Sunny Gummy. She was a female gummy. She was kind of like a teenager. I think her thing was she was really interested in like the human world, and she wanted to be a princess and stuff like that. We had Cub or Cubby, can't remember. Sorry. And he was the youngest. out of the Gummies. He was still a child, I believe, and he was really into fighting. And well, not fighting. He was really into being a knight. He wanted to be a knight really bad, and he was always trying to prove himself and stuff like that as a little Gummy. There's also Tubby Gummy. He's probably my second favorite after Gruffy, because Gruffy has to be my favorite because Raphael is my favorite turtle. So obviously the gummy bear that reminds me the most of Raphael takes the cake. But then we have Tubby Gummy, who was probably the most easygoing gummy bear. I remember him as probably the most comical. He was the tubbiest. Tummy was the tubbiest of the gummy bears. I often remember him as a character who would much rather eat the gummy berries than pick them. Like I said, there were ogres, and there was one particular knight who was interested in getting the gummy berry juice, and that was the main premise of the show, was the gummy bears keeping the gummy berries away from this evil knight and the ogres. So yeah, that was my number 2. And as I said before, there was no particular order in how I did these. It's just however I thought of them. Number 3 on the list is Bonkers. Bonkers is a show that it's very vague to me. I remember it very vaguely. I remember Bonkers D. Bobcat and Detective. I knew this earlier. Shirley? Detective Lucky. Detective Lucky. Bonkers D. Bobcat was a detective who kind of got his detective badge accidentally. I think he got it by saving Daffy Duck, maybe, accidentally from a mugging. And he didn't really so much save him as Detective Lucky did. And they ended up getting paired up, and Detective Lucky's a very straight cut by the book kind of detective. So he's always at odds with Bonkers, who is just bonkers. He's a bobcat, and he's crazy, and he's a very loud tune. And Lucky is a human. Lucky, actually, as I remembered as a kid, I think he was kind of a darker character, actually, for being in a kid show. But I don't remember a lot about it. I don't remember any episodes in particular. I just remember that I used to love that show. So Bonkers was my number 3. And moving on, guys, which I'm pretty sure you guys seen this one coming. I had to throw it in there because, I had to throw it in here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original series from '87. I don't really know what else to say about that I haven't said. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my number 4, I guess. Moving on to number 5. This took me a while. I had a couple that I kept switching out, but I finally settled on the Dinosaurs. I hope everybody remembers the Dinosaurs. There was Earl, Fran, Charlene, Robbie, the baby, and Grandma. Now they were it was just a show about dinosaurs living life. They touched on a lot of different subjects like puberty, steroids, drug use, just a lot of family problems. While it was a great kid show, because it was just a bunch of dinosaurs, it was actually had a lot of great messages, and it was absolutely hilarious. That's something that we've started making a morning thing. We've been trying to get up every morning and watch some of the Dinosaurs with our breakfast, and Malcolm loves it. He thinks the baby is hilarious. I would have to say Earl was my favorite character. I can't remember what his boss's name was, but he was a big triceratops who owned the tree pushing company that Earl worked at, because Earl was a logger or a lumberjack, but he was a dinosaur, so they didn't cut trees down. They would just push them down. No, it's not coming to me. The guy's name's not coming to me. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, there you have it. There are 5 of my favorite shows from my childhood. Just ones that really stood out to me that are awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was also thinking of doing one of the top 5 animated kind of shows from my adult life. So expect to see that pretty soon. And anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying the new channel name, the new logo, and the new banner, because I love it. And I love you guys. So don't forget to like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I put a video up. And anyways, guys, make sure to share the video around. And until next time, stay crispy.